is electricity and magnetism? Electricity is basically the presence and motion of charged particles. On the other hand, magnetism refers to the force which the magnet exerts when they attract or repel each other. Electricity and magnetism, which is the two fundamental physics concepts, have a considerable impact on a variety of technologies, particularly in medicine. Their use has influenced diagnostic and treatment methods, making them essential for patient care. This introduction investigates the significance of this concept in technologies such as magnetic resonance imaging (MRI) and pacemakers. However, it's interesting to note that although these technologies are essentials, they can also be complex. Because of this, understanding their foundation is important for advancement in the field. Next is the significance of electricity and magnetism. First is in transportation. For example, the electric vehicles have started to be used by community in Malaysia. Second is renewable energy sources, such as the solar power. It is also have been used widely in most of the houses in Malaysia. Third is telecommunication purposes, for example, radio. Fourth is an industrial application such as hairdryer, headphones, washing machine, and refrigerators. And lastly is in medical application field, for example, MRI machine. The MRI scan is a medical imaging procedure that uses a magnetic field and radio waves to take pictures of our body's interior. It is used to investigate or diagnose conditions that affect the soft tissue, as such as tumor and brain disorder.
For this slide, I will explain to you about the relevant concepts in electricity and magnetism. First is electric current. Electric current is the movement of charged particles like electrons or ions that causes electric charge to flow through a conductor, such as metal wire, and is measured in the amperes. There are two types of current, direct current and alternating current. Direct current is a flow of electric charge flows in one direction only, meanwhile for alternating current is a flow of electric charge periodically reverses direction. Next is resistance. Resistance is a measurement of materials' resistance to electric current flow. It determines the extent to which a substance inhibits the flow of electric charge, the characteristic of a substance or part that prevents electricity from flowing, and it is measured in ohms. Magnetic field. Magnetic field is a section of space where a magnetic force is detectable, usually created by magnetic objects, such as magnets or moving electric charge. It is defined by a vector field with both direction and magnitude that points in the direction of the magnetic force acting on a north magnetic pole. Faraday's law explains how an electromotive force, or EMF, or voltage can be induced in a conductor by a magnetic field that changes. It is an essential electromagnetic principle that serves as the foundation for many electrical technologies. A basic electromagnetism principle that explains how an electric current can be induced by a fluctuating magnetic field. One of the fundamental ideas of electromagnetism, this law is essential to the functioning of electrical equipment such as transformers, electric generators, and inductors. Other than that, Maxwell's equation is a collection of four basic equations that explain how electric and magnetic fields behave and interact with matter. They serve as the cornerstone of electric circuits, optics, and classical electromagnetism. James Clerk Maxwell developed the equations in the 19th century, and they explain the relationships between electric fields, magnetic fields, electric charges, and currents. Last but not least is electric charge. Electric charge is a basic characteristic of matter that makes it feel a force when an electric field is present. One of the four basic forces of nature, electromagnetic interactions, originate from it. There are two types of charge, positive, which is protons, and negative is electrons. The standard unit of charge is the coulomb.
Detailed exploration in medical application. Human-made electricity real progress in electrotherapy begins as they already discover how to make and control electricity. For example, in 1752, Benjamin Franklin used electrostatic machine to treat patients in pain. Foundation of electromagnetism. Discovery of electromagnetism in 1820s. Hans Christian Ørsted think that electricity and magnetism might have connection. He believed that electromagnetism was force radiated by all substance, and the force might somehow interfere with each other. Michael Faraday and James Clerk Maxwell developed more principles of electromagnetic fields. Electrotherapy becomes more popular in that century. Devices like the pulver-meter chain and Faraday were marketed for muscle stimulation and pain relief. Modern medical applications. First, electrocardiogram or ECG. In 1887, Augustus Wheeler used a capillary electrometer to record the heart's activity. In 1903, William used a string galvanometer which presents of a current reflex of filaments with position between magnets. He recognized signal features to measure and diagnose heart disease. Next, X-rays and magnetic fields. Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen discovered X-rays in 1895. He experimented with the flow of an electric current in glass tube or cathode ray tube and noticed the nearby pieces of barium emitted light during this experiment. He is responsible to take the very first X-ray image, processing image of metal objects, as well as scanning the bones in his wife's hand. Advanced technologies, MRI. policy developing magnetic resonance imaging methods. He constructed two-dimensional image using magnetic fields gradient by stacking the image to create 3D image. And then, pacemakers. In 1951, a cardiologist also developed an external tabletop pacemaker that was successfully applied to the treatment of heart block. And then, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, or PEML. It is developed in 19th century for understanding the interaction of electromagnetic fields and biological tissue.
Next, let's go through to the example of medical application in a world that use electricity and magnetisms. First, magnetic resonance imaging. Hydrogen protons will align in the same magnetic field where it will produce a signal that transfers to MRI. How does it work? Hydrogen protons from the body patients will spin in many directions, but when it's placed in powerful magnets like that exists in MRI, it will align in the same magnetic field. The copper coil in the MRI will capture the images, and the sound from MRI will indicate the different manipulation of magnets to return to its original position. Thus, tumor can be detected by different density of hydrogen atom, which it will take longer time to return to its original position than the normal hydrogen atom. This will show that it will produce different visual from surrounding anatomy. Next, radio frequency ablation. The machine uses electric to produce electric current where it's an up at the probe which connected to wire tip. This generates the electromotive forces due to the static magnetic field. Also, cause the current transferred to the tip of needle from probe. This will trigger the dielectric and ohmic heating occur where it produces heat that delivered to disable the nerve which stop the pain. Thirdly, the insulin pump. This works by using battery power that pumps small amount of insulin into the body. The electricity will generate artificial beta cells that can cause the releasing of insulin into the blood. This system also will automatically turn off as it achieves the normal sugar level. Axis of electric motor system in insulin pump cause it generates magnetic field due to the current carrying conductor in electricity. Therefore, the users are advised to avoid exposure of high magnetic field as it can cause the interruption to electric motor. Lastly, pacemaker. Pacemakers are traversed pacemaker. It uses low energy electrical pulse where it functions to control the rhythm of heartbeat. The wire of pacemaker consists of lead that got connected to the heart chamber where it is treated with flash beam of chest to heart. Electrodes of lead will trigger the pulse generator when it senses unnatural heartbeat. Pulse generator will function to deliver the electric field to heart so it can control the rhythm of heartbeat by changing it to normal state.
Now, I would like to explain about the potential benefits and challenges in using medical applications. Based on the listed examples of medical applications in the real world, I am able to identify the pros and cons of using each of the applications. For MRI or magnetic resonance imaging, we find that MRI is useful in diagnosing a wide variety of disease since it enables us to take image of any parts of the body such as head, joints, and abdomen. As for the benefits, MRI contains high superconducting magnetic field strength. It aids to produce a magnetic field without any electrical resistance when chilled to extremely low temperatures. This component is very helpful in MRI operating since it generates better performance such as a high signal-to-noise ratio that shows that the signal strength exceeds the noise level. Then, patient and medical professionals such as radiographer are in the safe zone and not exposed to the radiation. It is because this application is not made of ionizing radiations. What is ionizing radiation? Ionizing radiation is a source of energy generated by atoms that travel as particles such as neutrons, beta, and alpha, or element or electromagnetic waves such as gamma or X-rays. Last for benefits, MRI provides very detailed diagnostic picture than CT scan or computer tomography scan, so the medical professionals can differentiate fats, water, muscles, and other soft tissue clearly without any doubt. For challenges, MRI have a strong static magnetic field that medical professions have to ensure that there is no any metal material that can be attracted to MRI, such as keys, smartphone, and watch. It will cause damage to the scanner or injury to the patients if this precaution is ignored. Secondly, magnetic fields that change with time will cause loud knocking noise which may harm hearing, especially for patients. As precautions, adequate ear protection must be provided to the patients. Last but not least, MRI contains radio frequency energy, which is a type of low energy radiation. During MRI scanning, this type of energy use could lead to heating of the body. The heating will increase by time if there is a long duration of MRI examination. This condition will give an uncomfortable feeling to the patients inside. Let's continue with the next application, which is radio frequency ablation or RFA. High frequency radio waves are delivered by a needle that is placed into the targeted tissue to perform RFA. Heat is produced via radio frequency radiation emitted from the needle stick. A thermal relation or burn results from applying this heat to a particular nerve tissue, impairing the nerve's capacity to transmit pain signals to the brain. For benefits, RFA have a minimum invasive nature. It is because RFA targets particular nerves using a needle electrode under the guidance of imaging techniques. Patients typically have little downtime because it doesn't involve major incision or general anesthesia. Secondly, long-term relief. Although the length of time the pain alleviation lasts after RFA varies, many patients report improvement lasting from 6 months to more than 2 years. The duration of outcome can be affected by several factors such as including the particular problem being treated, the patient's general health, and compliance with post-procedure instructions. Lastly, for benefits, reduce dependence on painkillers. Application of RFA has high potential to decrease the need of oral painkillers, including opioids. This situation happens because the source of pain is thoroughly addressed, which can reduce the reliance on painkillers and their associated side effects such as confusion and shortness of breath. As for challenges, we found that RFA has very minimal potential challenges. Firstly, rare complications after the procedure conducted. There might have infection that happen at the puncture site, as for example. There's also bleeding, which is just a very minor complications which usually happen to the patients who diagnosed with blood clotting disorder. Other than that, nerve damage can lead to numbness and loss of muscle function in the affected area and also allergy reactions. Then, excessive heating of tissue. RFA use high input voltage to ablate tumors at the affected site. Consequently, there is damage to the surrounding health tissue. So the significance of optimal treatment time for complete tumor ablation has been reported to overcome this disadvantage. For this slide, I will explain about insulin pump. Insulin pump are common for diabetic patients. Firstly, it is more adaptability in vessel delivery. Throughout the day, vessel rates can be adjusted to accommodate different insulin requirements brought on by meals, stress, exercise, and changes in daily living. This advantage leads to an improvement in quality of life as a diabetic patient. Moreover, integration with continuous glucose monitoring (CGM) technology. It is designed to continually or often monitor glucose in body fluids automatically over a predetermined amount of time. This effective invention is suitable for a person that may always forget to take their insulin via insulin pen. For challenges of insulin pen, it will increase risk of infusion site reactions. It has happened when the tube is unplugged from the infusion site and cause the insulin leaks out of the tubing instead of going into the body. In addition, there is also a scenario that happens when hematoma or blood boiling at infusion site near the cannula, which can prevent insulin from getting into the target part of the body. Nevertheless, these scenarios can lead to unpleasant situations such as hyperglycemia and diabetes risk ketoacidosis (KDA). Lastly, high cost of insulin pumps. It is the main reason why many diabetic patients prefer to use an insulin pen instead of an insulin pump, even if it is more convenient. The price may reach more than 100 ringgit for a set of insulin pump in Malaysia. This is the last application I will explain, which is wire transmitter pacemaker. For benefit, heart failure can be prevented. It is by coordinating electrical signal between ventricles of the heart. Furthermore, the pacemaker also applies electrical impulse. It aids to stimulate a faster tempo when the heart's natural function is unable to control beat pacing. As for challenges, transmitter pacemaker able to interfere with by strong magnetic device. This is because its device made of metal that can attract magnet. This may cause injury to the pacemaker user. In this situation, they are restricted to get near to the MRI that have strong magnetic field. Lastly, surgical site infection. This scenario happens because the implantation of pacemaker needs a lot of major procedures conducted.
Future development in medical application. First, advanced imaging system, like magnetic resonance imaging or MRI and computed tomography. This provides detailed image of the inside of the human body, facilitating disease diagnosis and treatment planning. Second, neurostimulation, using electrical or magnetic fields to stimulate or inhibit neural activity in the brain. This technique may help treat conditions like depression, epilepsy, and chronic pain. Third, drug delivery, using magnetic fields to target drug to specific areas of the body. And lastly, addition of modern facilities in government hospital. In Malaysia right now, only private hospitals have these modern facilities and the price is quite pricey. If more modern facilities are added in government hospital, many people will get the treatment with affordable price. The example of modern facilities is Da Vinci Robotic Surgical.
In conclusion, as technology improves, the integration of electricity and magnetism will evolve, resulting in the new innovative healthcare solutions that improve the patient outcomes and the quality of life. Electricity and magnetism are fundamentals to almost every element of modern life and technology, from powering our houses to enabling complex communication networks and enhancing medical technologies. The principle of electricity and magnetism contribute to a better quality of life and a desire for innovation. These ideas have significant effects beyond theoretical physics, serving as a foundation for businesses such as telecommunications, electronics, and energy generation. Finally, a better understanding of electricity and magnetism not only broadens our scientific knowledge, but also enables us to handle urgent global issues such as sustainable energy solutions and the development of intelligent technologies.